Alright fighters, how we doing? Now I come across a lot of combat sports athletes, particularly at this moment in time, who struggle massively with recovery. Now what I mean by this is, right, I'm not a strength and conditioning coach, or I'm not a boxing coach, so there's only so much that I can say, which I'm qualified to say and which I know actually works. But I see a lot of fighters now in this old school mentality: train hard, train as much as possible, no rest day, you've got to do something every day. Which, to be fair, I do actually admire the work ethic, and I respect the fact that a lot of fighters want to work so hard, but you've got to understand this, right? You're only as good as you can recover. And when we look at it from nutrition and methods that we can use, I see a lot of fighters and they're under eating on the recovery days. So the days they're not training, or maybe they're just doing some active recovery, you jump on the cycling machine, you go for a walk or whatever, a lot of fighters will tend to drop their food intake, and this is a huge problem. Now, what you've got to understand is that your body needs fuel to actually recover, because what you want to do is you want to train hard, then you want to recover by giving your body the nutrients and the food that it needs, so that you can actually go hard and train hard again and keep that intensity high. So what a lot of fighters will do is they'll restrict the carbohydrates and they won't hydrate properly. Now, let me tell you what you need to do first, right? So with carbohydrates, on a training day, let's say for example you're sparring, you're grappling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, whatever it is, you need carbohydrates to fuel the main energy system, anaerobic glycolytic energy system, which is going to be fueled by glucose, carbs, sugar basically, right? So on a training day, you'll go between 4 to 8 grams per kilogram of body weight. You'll tend to go higher, up towards around, I'd say 6 to 8 grams per kilogram of body weight, if you're really pushing hard and you really want to get the maximum performance benefits out of that session and get the adaptations that you need. But when you're on a recovery day, you want to be going in that range of 4 to 6 grams per kilogram of body weight, but I'd probably take it a bit lower to probably 4 grams per kilogram, and that's all you need to do. So what's going to happen here is, on your training and recovery days, when you give your body them carbohydrates that you actually need, you're actually going to repair your muscle glycogen. So your muscle glycogen is basically where your body will store them carbohydrates, so it'll store it in your muscle cells and in your liver. So that's going to help repair it, and then you're going to have the energy, as I said before earlier in the video, to train much harder again. It's so important you do that. And then we're going to come on to hydration as well. So obviously what you've got to understand is that when you're training hard, let's say for example you're training Muay Thai and you're in Thailand, or you're in a hot climate, you're going to be losing a lot of sodium, and you're going to be losing a lot of water weight when you're training, so you've got to get that back into your body. The human body is between 60 to 70% body water, depending on the size of individual muscle mass, muscle glycogen content, and so many other different factors. So you've got to get that fluid intake back in. And on a recovery day, I always encourage fighters to go for a minimum baseline intake of 50 millilitres per kilogram of body weight, focusing on your electrolytes, so your sodium, potassium, your calcium, magnesium, your creatine's really good, and actually hitting that total fluid intake, guys. It's so important that you do that. I can guarantee if you actually nail these steps and do this one as well, if you get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night and you combine all these together as best as you possibly can, I can promise you, you're going to recover much better, and you're going to be perform at maximum, and you're not going to be struggling for energy levels and struggling to actually hit the intensity of training that you actually need to hit. And your coach is going to be surprised, like, oh my god, how are you training like this? How are you training so hard? What on earth are you doing? It's like magic. That's all you've got to do, guys. Now listen, if you like this information and you want some more nutrition and diet tips for combat sports from one of the best fight nutritionists in the entire world at this moment in time, don't forget to give me a follow for more. Thank you very much.